Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cookie. If you're new here, hi, thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of an eye coloring tutorial. Now this is just how I prefer to do it. You definitely don't have to do it this way at all, but if you want to, then here you go. All right, so as you can see here, we're starting off with these three colors right here. There's the first shading color, or the base color, sorry, the first shading color and the second shading color, okay? So as you can see here, we're starting with the base color as the main, or the base, I guess. And then on top of that, I will do a new clipping layer. And you want to take a round mixing brush if you're in Clip Studio Paint. If you're not in Clip Studio Paint, something similar like that, I'll do a round paintbrush. Probably one that's not textured, unless that's the look that you're going for, then by all means, go for it. So we're actually going to take this this first shading color here, and we're just going to, on that new layer, I'm going to kind of make this curve right here, kind of in the middle, and then I'm going to fill it in at the top. And then you also want to kind of bring it down a little bit. Not all the way, just a little bit. Or you can do it all the way if you prefer. And it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect because we're going to be blurring everything later. So that's good, I feel. I want to fix that just a little bit. But on top of that, on the same layer, you're going to want to take that second shading color and go over it, okay? Not exactly on the line, but very close to it. And then fill it in. And like I said before, it's totally okay if it's not perfect, because we're going to go into the blending tools and take blur, not blend. We're going to want blur, okay? And then we're just going to blur everything together. Until it looks uniform like that, okay? And then underneath that, actually on top of that, sorry, we're going to add a new layer. And you're going to take that round mixing brush again, maybe make it a little smaller, and then we're going to make the pupil. And you want it to be the same color as the second shading color. That way it looks like it kind of blends in, makes it look a lot more uniform. You can blend this, you can not blend this. It's really up to you and what you prefer, what kind of look you're going for. And then after that, I'm going to take the same color, and underneath this first layer here, we're going to put a new one. And then we're going to kind of add little designs like that, just to make it a little more interesting to look at. Doesn't have to be perfect. And it could actually be whatever you want it. It could be a line like this, or like what I'm doing, it can be short little strokes like that. I'm actually going to blur just a teeny tiny bit on the inside. And then above that layer, so underneath the pupil layer, over this layer, but underneath the pupil layer, you're gonna add a new layer. Take the base color, and with that round mixing brush again, we're just going to make little upwards strokes around the pupil. And then we're going to take the blend and the blur, and then just blur down. Now we're gonna keep on that first based color, And then we'll create a clipping layer on top of the pupil layer to make sure that it all stays on top of the base color layer. And we're gonna take that airbrush and we're just gonna go like this, right on top of that, and then we're going to lower the opacity to about 35 or 40, somewhere in that range, all to preference. And then above that, we're gonna do the same thing at the bottom, except we're going to make it an additive layer. So it's going to look like that. Nice and shiny. And then make another layer on top, clip it. I'm actually going to take a pen tool, and we want to change our color to white, 100% white. And then we're going to make this little curve right at the top. And then make little lines in it to look like the eyelashes. Take that down to about 10%, 5 to 10% opacity. I'm gonna put mine at 7, and then we want to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and then however much blur you feel like you need for it to look right. I'm gonna put a little more on mine, just because that's what I'm going for. Like that. And I like that. I like how that turned out. And then after that, I'm actually going to go onto the line art layer and take that second shading color, and with the airbrush, I'm going to lightly go all around the top and the bottom. And then for the bottom of it, I'm actually going to take the first shading color and just very lightly go around the very bottom of that. Makes it look a little less harsh. And then above everything, you're going to want to create a new layer. Take a white or another lighter color, and again with the pen brush, add some highlights. And you can make these highlights look however you want, however you want, as big or as small. And you can even do like a heart or a star, lines, whatever you want. I like to do little lines or circles, but after that, that's mostly it. This is how I usually do eyes. This is like the most basic way. You can also change the shape of this layer here, where you can, if you want to do it, you can do it like a little heart shape in here instead of a flat curve across, and it'll look a little more like a heart. Obviously that's a very quick and unpolished example, but you can basically just play around with it, make whatever shapes you want. Like I said, this is just the most basic version of it. But yeah, after that you have your eye. But yeah, this is how it looks like with a super simple eye lash line with it. But this is kind of just to give you an idea of how it would look like with the rest of it. But yeah, you're pretty much done after that. This is a very, very simple, basic eye tutorial, just based off of things that I've learned from different things that I've taught myself from the internet and different artists that I follow. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, feel free to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want to see more content like this, let me know in the comments below so I can start doing some more tutorial stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you again, and I will see you in the stars. Bye bye!